Every driver dreams of a smooth, long-lasting transmission, but most are unknowingly killing it every single day. I've seen it countless times in my 15 years under the hood. Clean cars, shiny paint, engines purring, yet their transmission is one bad habit away from total failure. And once it goes, you're not talking a few $100s. You're looking at repair bills north of $4,000 or more. Here's the hard truth. Transmissions don't just go bad. They're destroyed, slowly, by small daily mistakes most people don't even realize they're making. From bad driving habits to lazy maintenance shortcuts, these little errors are silently shaving years off your car's life. So in this video, I'm breaking down the 13 costly mistakes that destroy transmissions from the inside out. And trust me, by the time we're done, you'll drive with a whole new mindset. Before we start, hit that subscribe button if you care about your car's health and don't want to get scammed at the repair shop again. Let's dive straight into mistake number 1. Because if you're doing this, your transmission might already be on borrowed time. Mistake 1. Shifting from reverse to drive without stopping. This one tops the list for a reason. Many drivers shift from reverse to drive while the car is still rolling. A move that's brutally hard on your transmission. When you do this, the internal clutch packs and planetary gears are forced to slam into opposite rotation instantly. It's like forcing your muscles to switch directions mid-sprint. Something's bound to snap. Over time, this habit leads to jerky shifts, worn clutches, and even broken bands. Always come to a complete stop before shifting. That small pause saves you thousands. And speaking of gear stress, the next mistake multiplies the damage even when you think your car is safely parked. Mistake 2. Not using the parking brake. Most people think the P gear locks the car in place, but it's not that simple. The park gear relies on a small metal pin called a parking pawl. If your car's weight rests solely on that pin, especially on a slope, it can bend or even snap under pressure. Using your parking brake takes that stress off the transmission completely. It's a simple habit that prevents long-term internal damage. Yet many skip it daily. The repair, around $1,500. The habit, 2 seconds. Up next, a mistake I see in almost every car that's towed into my shop. Mistake 3, ignoring transmission fluid changes. Transmission fluid isn't just a lubricant. It's your gearbox's lifeblood. It cools, cleans, and protects. But when it breaks down, it turns from a clear red to a burnt brown sludge, full of metal shavings and clutch dust. The result? Overheating, harsh shifting, and slipping gears. Always follow your manufacturer's interval, or sooner if you drive in hot or hilly areas. Use the right fluid type too. Mixing brands or using universal fluids is a silent killer. Fresh fluid means smooth operation and lower temps. Still, some drivers make things even worse by topping it up with the wrong stuff. Mistake 4, using the wrong transmission fluid. All fluids aren't created equal. Automatic, CVT, and dual clutch transmissions each need specific blends. Using the wrong one changes friction levels, cooling, and hydraulic pressure. Basically, your transmission loses its balance. I once had a client pour in regular ATF into his CVT. 2 weeks later, his car was jerking like crazy and finally stalled. Total rebuild needed. Always check your owner's manual before adding or changing fluid. It's not just oil, it's chemistry that keeps your gears alive. Now let's move to something even more dangerous. The overheating mistake that most drivers never notice until it's too late. Mistake 5. Letting the transmission overheat. Heat is your transmission's biggest enemy. Once temp cross 220 degrees Fahrenheit, fluid breaks down fast, losing its protective properties. Every 20-degree increase above normal operating temperature can cut your transmission's life in half. Overheating often comes from towing heavy loads, long uphill drives, or clogged coolers. If you smell something burnt or your car starts shifting roughly, pull over immediately. An external transmission cooler is a smart upgrade if you tow or live in a hot climate. Overheating leads directly to our next deadly mistake, one many drivers make while thinking they're taking it easy on their car. Mistake 6, riding the brakes on hills. Holding your car on a hill with the brake partially pressed while in drive might feel harmless, but it's not. The torque converter stays engaged, building heat in both your transmission and fluid. That continuous load can cause premature clutch wear and fluid degradation. Instead, use your parking brake or shift into neutral if you're stopped for long. Simple fix, big results. And speaking of pressure and strain, the next mistake involves drivers who think neutral coasting saves fuel. Spoiler, it's doing the exact opposite. Mistake 7. Coasting in neutral. Coasting in neutral not only robs you of engine braking, but also disrupts fluid circulation inside the transmission. Your pump relies on the engine running under load to maintain proper hydraulic pressure. In neutral, that pressure drops, meaning parts inside the gearbox aren't getting full lubrication. Over time, this wears out bearings and clutches prematurely. Plus, modern cars already cut fuel injection when you coast in gear, so you're not saving fuel at all. The next mistake? It's a silent killer that hides under your car, and most drivers don't even realize it until the damage is irreversible. Mistake 8. Ignoring transmission leaks. Those small red puddles under your car are not just oil. They're your transmission's lifeblood leaking out. Even a small leak can lead to low pressure, causing slipping, overheating, and gear grinding. Transmission fluid doesn't just lubricate, it also powers internal hydraulics. Without enough of it, your system starves. Check your driveway or parking spot regularly and inspect your transmission pan gasket and cooler lines. If you see leaks, fix them immediately, because the next mistake ties directly into this, and it's something even careful drivers overlook. Mistake 9. Ignoring the check engine light. Many don't know this, but the check engine light often signals transmission trouble too. Modern cars link the engine and gearbox electronically. When sensors detect abnormal shifting or torque converter slip, the light comes on. Ignoring it can lead to catastrophic failure. Always scan your codes early. A $30 scan tool can save thousands. I've seen people drive for months with warning lights, only to find their transmission cooked beyond repair. And that leads us into mistake number 10, something you might be doing every cold morning without realizing how damaging it really is. Mistake 10. Driving hard before warm-up. Cold fluid is thick and sluggish, which means poor lubrication and higher pressure inside the gearbox. Revving hard or shifting aggressively before your transmission warms up can cause seals to crack and valves to stick. Always give your car 2 to 3 minutes of gentle driving before pushing it. This allows fluid to circulate and reach optimal viscosity. Modern transmissions are precise systems. They rely on perfect flow. Once warm, performance improves and wear drops dramatically. But some drivers skip maintenance entirely, which brings us to the next costly mistake. Mistake 11. Skipping transmission filter changes. Just like your engine, your transmission has a filter that traps metal debris and clutch material. Over time, it clogs up, restricting flow and starving your system. Many lifetime transmissions claim you never need to change it. Don't believe that. After 50,000 to 70,000 miles, most filters are half blocked. Replacing them is cheap preventive maintenance compared to a rebuild. But even a clean filter won't save you from the next mistake. One that happens every single time drivers get stuck in traffic. Mistake 12. Constant stop-and-go stress. City driving is brutal for transmissions. Continuous stop-and-go means endless shifting and heat buildup. The clutches never get a break. If you live in heavy traffic areas, use your manual mode, if equipped, to control shifts or install an auxiliary cooler. Also, avoid resting your foot on the brake when stopped. It keeps pressure on internal parts. Overheating plus wear equals trouble. And our final mistake? It's the one that often seals a transmission's fate long before you even realize what's happening. Mistake 13. Ignoring early warning signs. Slipping gears, delayed shifts, whining sounds, or burnt smells. These are not normal aging. They're cries for help. Ignoring them leads to full-blown failure. Early repairs like replacing solenoids or seals cost a few hundred. A rebuild costs thousands. Always pay attention to how your transmission feels and sounds. Preventive attention today means a working car tomorrow. Remember, prevention is power. Every mistake you eliminate adds thousands of miles to your transmission's life. So if you learned something today, hit that like button to help others save their cars too. And if you're serious about keeping your ride in top shape, subscribe to Care Expert.